What up? Shout out bodybuilding aficionados. How you guys doing tonight? So, we just wrapped up Toronto Pro Finals. They're in the books. Open men's bodybuilding is all finished up. First place, Juan Morel. Second, Akeem Williams. Third, we had Cedric McMillan. Fourth, we had Antoine Valiant or Antoine Vaillant. Shout out to Antoine. I'm not sure how you do your last name, but excellent job. You much deserving of the fourth place. Fifth place, we had Rafael Brandao, the Brazilian cat. And fifth, we had this Jeff Beckham, bended like Beckham. Man, that Beckham's carrying a lot of muscle, good flow. There's something he needs more, maybe a little bit more density. I need to take a second look at his physique, but he looks great, head to toe, proportionate. Quick shout out, I want to give this to the judging panel. The last three shows on the circuit have been incredibly well judged. What was that, chia seed? Yep. Chia seed, baby. Very well judged, you guys. The only thing I can actually say, besides Juan placing first, I think he did deserve first, although if you're judging from the standpoint of do you give a shit about legs or do you not care about legs on the judging panel, kind of really needs to hold up in court. He could have taken first based off of his freaky upper body and his conditioning, if you're looking for conditioning and upper body strength. But if you're looking for an overall proportionate, symmetrical body, someone like Akeem Williams, someone like Rafael Brandao, and someone like Antoine Vaillant were extremely proportional, especially Antoine. You can tell he hasn't abused some of these other compounds. I don't think he's abusing insulin, and it shows in his physique, you guys. He's not blown out. His arms actually, they actually still maintain definition. When he flexes it, it's not just like a blown out SpongeBob. There's actually definition, true gritty definition in the muscle. I can really appreciate that. Shout out to Antoine. Fourth place, Rafael, Cedric, both these guys, looks like they were just kind of fading. This is Cedric's first show on the circuit this year, but the other guys, I think they were just kind of fading from the previous shows, and they're just kind of trying to put it together, still trying to figure out what works for their body, experimenting a little bit. We saw in the night shows, in the finals, I think because they were held within 12 hours of each other, 8 hours of each other, it was pretty difficult for the open guys to make too many adjustments, and I think a lot of them just started to fade. Even Antoine in his lower half, in all of the prep pictures, his legs were looking absolutely diced to the bone, and then came in the show, and I don't know if it was his posing stance and his feet positioning, but he specifically lost a little bit of that lower quad definition as we went into the finals. Again, this is his first show back in I don't know if it's been, 4 to 5 years, 3 to 5 years on the Ifbb stage, so this was just a great trial, process of elimination for these guys. So I'm really excited for the shows to come. It looks like Juan's got his Olympia qualification now. This is his second Toronto win, I believe. But man, you guys, I'm really excited to see what this Rafael Brandao brings the next couple years. If he just refines his physique and slowly keeps adding on, he could be another great top 6 Mr. Olympia in the next 5 years. Who knows? Beautiful, beautiful structure and flow and symmetry to his body. Again, you guys, my one takeaway from all this is just from the judging panel. As fans, what do we want to see? I've always thought, I remember working my lower body after I was upper body dominant and starting to think wow, it's the lower half that propels the vessel. It's the lower half, and they say the backs win the show, but it absolutely, you need legs. And so many people have legs these days, just from blown out proportions with anabolic compounds. But truly to have matching, proportionate legs these days, and I don't want to say that a lot of people have great legs. There are just a handful of guys with very large legs. But truly proportionate to the upper body that matches it is a difficult thing to attain these days. So many people just, you can tell, rely on the gurus and these coaches, just put them through the programs, when really they need to be figuring out their own protocol based on what gives them a proper pump, what gives them progressive hypertrophy. I was going off task a little bit in my mind here on this, but I just needed to say this because legs are just withering away, and if they're going to reward Juan and give him first place, well, then people are going to start thinking well, I guess I don't even need to bring in my legs because Juan has an incredible upper half and then absolutely no lower body. So this is just the takeaway, guys. You know, impressive showings. Impressive showings. I'm really excited to see if Akeem tries to tighten up even more, goes on down to like maybe even Vancouver, maybe tries to do Tampa right before to qualify for the Olympia. It's going to be an impressive showing. I'll get back to you guys on the 212 and the classic physique. Other than that, be up, stay up, and be good, you guys.